and welcome to Feels Like Magic, the podcast where you will get the grounded self-development wisdom you might need to feel amazing about the person you authentically are. I'm Jo, a transformational coach, speaker, and author, and for decades I was so stuck in self-criticism that I never thought I would feel good about being me. Now I inhabit a new reality, one where I care way less about what other people think. I'm willing to show up as the person that I am, and I deepen into self-love and acceptance every single day. Honestly, it feels like magic. Each week, I'll share scientifically proven tools, things I've learned from the world's best coaches, and personal stories I know you'll relate to. Ready? Let's dive in. Hello, gorgeous human. Welcome back to Feels Like Magic. I'm really feeling into the energy of this year now, and it feels so exciting. I'm fired up by the women that are coming into my spaces and just the transformations when we really look at like the beliefs underneath what's happening in our world, and we work with the body and the nervous system. It's so special. So that's where my vibe currently is today. And I want to talk from this place about 6 things that will keep you stuck this year. Because in order to change something, we have to really acknowledge what is currently here and present in our time and space reality, right? So I'm going to talk through these 6 things, and I want you to think about them. They're things that I will be thinking about and always kind of working on and taking on. And hopefully this can just help you get a little unstuck and really help you to move forward in a way that is meaningful for you in your life, whatever that looks like. Okay, my love. So the first thing that is going to keep you super stuck this year and right where you are, which is fine if that's what you desire, but my belief is that we're all here to grow. We're here to feel into our full potential. We're here to get wilder, get freer, become more and more ourselves. That's my belief. The thing that's going to keep you really, really stuck is doing the same thing. So if you're continuing to date people who aren't really engaging with you, who don't really message you back, who kind of keep you on the hook, then nothing's really going to change in your dating life. If you are letting that person at work always take the credit for your ideas or ask you to do something that you don't have the capacity for, but you take it on anyway, then nothing's going to change. You're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay exactly where you are. And underneath any behavior is a belief about what is possible for you. So you really want to work with your beliefs and think about, okay, if I believed that actually I am powerful and actually I am valued, I'm valuable, such an interesting belief I'm playing around with right now, I'm valuable, then would I be showing up in this way? What is the thing that I'm believing about myself? Well, maybe I'm believing that there are no other men to date. Maybe I'm believing that I'm going to get fired from my job, or they're going to find a reason to get rid of me. Or like, let's look at the fear in the face and work out what it is that is driving this behavior so that you can start to do something differently. Now, sometimes as well, we just need to take leaps. So around this time last year, I took a massive leap and decided to go to Austin and do the most incredible self-development workshop I've ever done. And that set a whole new trajectory for my life in motion. Was I ready? No. Did I do it anyway? Yes. So I want you to think about, where am I keeping myself stuck by doing the same thing? You can think about doing all the other different things, but if you're doing the same thing, then you stay in the same place. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. So that will keep you stuck this year. And I don't want that for you. I want you to have the most beautiful, glorious life. So what are you going to do differently? What are you going to show up to differently? What are the conversations you're going to have? What are the leaps that you are going to take in order to really access a new level of life for yourself? Okay, second one. This will also keep you stuck. It is judgment. I don't know about you, but I spent a long time in my life judging myself. And when I started having my own business, always thinking about like, I should be here. The shoulds came back, right? I know better than to use the word should, and they still arrived. So judging yourself for where you're at. This also showed up for me when I was single, suddenly in my mid 30s, and everyone else around me felt like they were growing up, they were doing different things, they were moving away, and I wasn't. And I had so much judgment around myself and why that was for me. Now, the thing is, I was talking about this with a client the other day, nothing heals in judgment. Nothing heals in judgment. So your self criticism won't heal in judgment. Your lack of self worth won't heal in judgment. Nothing. Nothing heals in judgment. So we have to come into full acceptance of where we're at. Now, how do we do that? That sounds so hard, right? We have to let go of the idea that things should be different, right? We have to look at the past because our brains love facts and think about when we really thought something had gone so off track and we really felt like we weren't in the right place. And then something happened and all of a sudden it felt like we were. Let's show ourselves that where we are currently can be where we are supposed to be. And from this place, we can then start to take different actions. See, these build on each other. So you will keep yourself trapped, my love, if you continue to judge yourself. You'll also keep yourself trapped if you continue to judge other people. We want to really be coming back into our hearts and soften into self-compassion and see if we can be in acceptance of this present moment of this life and fully experience what we have in this life at this moment. And then we can take decisions from there. The judgment part, that's going to keep you stuck. Okay, number 3, this is a beautiful one. The third thing that will keep you so stuck this year is listening to other people's opinions above your own knowing. Listening to other people's opinions above your own knowing. And I'll give you my biggest example of this. So I thought about getting a dog for 5 solid years. For 5 years. Now, yes, when I first started thinking about it, maybe it wasn't the right time, but I kept on thinking about it and again, not doing anything differently. And the reason I didn't do anything differently is that I let everyone else's opinions, everyone else's fear, everyone else's reservations get in the way of my own knowing. I knew. I freaking knew that I was ready for this glorious creature. And I'm glad now that it didn't happen a day sooner because, of course, Hope was meant to be my dog. And it's so important that we come back to our own knowing about what is right for ourselves and our lives. One beautiful way that you can do this is to journal. Ask yourself questions. What do I really want? What would be exciting for me? What is the best case scenario? Right? Start to ask yourself questions and really come back to yourself. This is why I journal for 10 minutes every single day, because we are living in a world where we're so distracted on Instagram and podcasts. And, you can have 1 million voices in your head that aren't your own. Choose people that help you to plug back into your own wisdom. And that is really what I want for you. So this is a really important one to consider. Where am I listening to somebody else and nodding along, but actually it's not what I want. It's not what I desire. It's not what I believe. Start listening to yourself, and that's going to help to get you unstuck, my love. Okay, number 4. And this one has a lot more layers, but it is important for me to bring in here, given the work that I do. The 4th thing that's really going to keep you stuck is neglecting your inner child. So your inner child is this vulnerable, beautiful part of you who is so connected to awe and intuition and is holding on to experiences and things that have happened in the past that have made them feel less than, that have made them feel scared, that have made them feel distrustful, whatever the thing is. So when we have a reaction that is way bigger than the current thing that's happening, so say that somebody forgets to send you an email and you have such a big reaction to it, that is really your inner child asking for attention because they have an anxious attachment with others or an abandonment wound or whatever it might be that they've gone through. So what we really want to be doing is to listen to this part, to reassure this younger part of ourselves that it is safe, things are different now, you've got them, they don't need to worry, and they can let go. This process goes deep, and I always recommend with inner child work that you do it with a practitioner who can really take you through it and really help you to access the layers. But in the moment, we can be aware that, hey, this is a younger part of me. They need love. They need reassurance. Can I send that to them in this now moment? Can I really send in some love and reassurance and just let them know that I've got this? That's going to help you to move forward and actually go places you've never gone before. Okay, number 5, feeling alive. This is the point where you feel most alive. So we have beautiful nervous systems, these gorgeous machines that we're in that are programmed to help us to stay away from threat. And really simply, I could talk about the nervous system for a long time, but I'll give you a really short overview. We are either in safety in the nervous system, or we are in something that doesn't feel like safety, where we're activating a threat response. And the thing that's really going to keep you stuck, my love, is to read your nervous system and movement in your nervous system. So, when you get like sweaty palms and you get short of breath and you get really kind of shaky and scared about something that you're about to do, when we read that as like, let's not do this, let's pull back, then we are just copping out on ourselves. We absolutely are. When there's movement like that in my nervous system now, I know that most of the time it's because there's something there for me, a way for me to grow and expand and really feel into something new. So don't take there being an activation of your nervous system. And this comes in 2 forms. One is the fight or flight form, where we're really in movement. And the other one is in withdrawal. So I spent a lot of my life there. If you've experienced depression, you'll spend a lot of your life there, where everything becomes overwhelming. You just go into withdrawal in your nervous system and everything feels unsafe. We don't take that as a sign that what we are doing is something that we can't pursue. We take that as a sign that, okay, I'm here. This is new and it's uncomfortable, but it's something that I have set my mind to, and I trust myself enough to know that this is where I need to go. And I also trust myself enough to know that this is just a biological reaction in my body. I can breathe and I can come back to myself. So I really want you to feel into that, my love. When our nervous system is activated and we have this fight flight response, this withdrawal response, it doesn't mean that we need to stop what we're doing and retreat. It feels like that in your body, but that's the thing that will keep you stuck, because you'll never move forward. It's just like if a little kid never went to a party once and somebody was mean to them, they never went to a party again, right? So we've got to keep on getting out there, and we've got to keep practicing, and we've got to keep being with life in order to have the next party, the best party, the party that we've been waiting for maybe all of our lives, right? So don't take a signal from your nervous system as a reason not to move forward. Use it as your compass, and also find ways to regulate your nervous system so you can play around with this. You can find things that really calm you for the fight flight response, and things that activate you for the withdrawal response. Things like, one of my favorite things for my nervous system is to dance. If I really need to down regulate, then I'll put on a very slow song and I'll just put a hand on my heart and hand on my belly and close my eyes and just really breathe and be with the song. So there's lots of different ways that we can regulate our nervous system, and your nervous system is unique. So experiment, play around, but don't take this as a sign not to do the scary thing. And the final thing, my love, and oh my goodness, this is so important. This is the thing that will keep you stuck more than anything else. Anything else. The final thing that will keep you stuck this year is making decisions from a space of fear over a space of possibility. So when I started really showing up and investing in myself, I was afraid. Coaching is a chunk of money. And I had been conditioned into thinking that I needed to be so careful with my money and guard my money. But for some reason, I was able to access this like realm of possibility. And I started to think about what my life would be like if this really could help me with the things that I was struggling with. This really could move me forward. And I made decisions from that place. And after I made the first decision from that place, and I saw the results and I saw how incredible I felt and I saw how much further forward I was, and I felt in my body this deep connection with all of these gorgeous other humans, there was really no stopping me. And it's very easy, and we're very, very conditioned into fear, particularly around money. Although, if you look at our society, we also encourage people to spend money in lots and lots of mindless ways all the time. So there's such a contradiction. But it's this piece about spending money on yourself, as if there's any better investment than yourself. I mean, it's crazy to think that there'd be something better to invest in than yourself. Like a car is not going to bring you the self-belief that investing in yourself will, right? So anyway, I just think the conditioning around all of this is so interesting. And at any point this year, I want you to think about, am I making a decision from fear rather than possibility? Now, this counts for big investments into coaching and things like that, like leaps into exciting things, but it also counts for dating. So are you making a decision not to date someone over fear, or not to message them? Are you in the fear space of like, but what if they don't message me back? Or can you be in the possibility space of like, this is interesting. Like, what about the best case scenario? What would open up for me here? Same if you wanted to quit your job and you're just like, I mean, this speaks so much to where I was in my personal journey. I took a year out of my job, but I knew I didn't want to go back. I absolutely knew that. I just hadn't worked it all out. And so I could have stayed in fear, and I could have stayed in, I got to have a pension and I have all of these benefits and I have these colleagues, and I could have stayed in that fear space of like, no, my life needs to be like this because everyone else's life is like this and it seems to be enough for them. But I didn't. Instead, I overcame the fear and I made decisions from a space of possibility and a space of my future. And now I literally every day of my life, I'm like, my life is amazing. And I don't say that to brag, but I do say that to inspire you about what can be possible when you make decisions from a space of possibility over fear. So those are the things that will keep you stuck this year, darling. And I really want you to think about them. Like, I would get a pen, write all 6 of them down, and think about, okay, where have I done this in the past? Where might I be doing this right now? And the thing about sitting with something and journaling on it and really like investing in it is that you're participating. You're not just passively taking in information, but you're really using these tools. And think about every single one of them, because everyone has something to offer you. Are you just doing the same thing over and over again while expecting your life to change? Are you judging yourself so fiercely that you can't move forward because nothing heals in judgment? Are you listening to the opinions of other people above your own knowing? Are you neglecting your inner child, this beautiful part of you that just needs reassurance, and so therefore you stay frozen and you stay stuck? Are you thinking that movement in your nervous system means that you are unsafe and you should stop doing what you're doing? And are you making decisions from a space of fear and contraction and scarcity? Or are you making decisions from abundance and possibility and, oh my goodness, what if this all worked out? Think about all of them. I would love to know what lands. I would love to know what is here for you. I would so love to know how you are navigating this. And tag me on socials, send me an email. I'm here to cheerlead and to support you and to be a part of you changing whatever's not working for you this year. All right, that is the podcast for today. I am so excited. I'm cooking up some really special stuff for anyone who wants to live a freer, more joyful, more beautiful life. And that's going to be coming real soon. So I'll be back with that next week. But at this point in time, I want to say thank you so much for being here and listening to the end, because that shows me that you are showing up for yourself, and every single person in your world is going to benefit from the fact that you are considering these things. When we make change, it doesn't just impact us, it impacts the people that we love the most. They get to win with us. So let other people win, be a catalyst for that, be an inspiration, and above everything else, be your full and beautiful self. Love ya. Thank you so much for being here and being you. If you're ready to dive deeper on your self-development journey, visit joannebell.org, where you can sign up to get even more magic, access incredible bonuses, and find out more about working with me.